All right, it is Monday, October 30, 12:20 p.m., wrapping up my day. Not much to say for the day. It was a flat day, no trades. And, this weekend, I spent the weekend testing and playback, doing some back testing, drawing my PATS channels. For anyone that doesn't know, this is where I am documenting my new trading strategy. I don't show my indicator that I use, that my setups are based off of. They're just to the left here of this screen that I show on YouTube. And for the previous 6 weeks of this experiment, I haven't been drawing channels. I haven't had this EMA. This is a 21 EMA on the chart. And I decided, since I had some losses and I had a really bad week last week. I had 5 losses last week, which is the most losses I've had in any single week since I've been doing this. I didn't have 5 losses the previous 5 weeks before that combined with the strategy. So really ran into a bit of a wall last week. Lost all of my evaluations. I bought 2 new ones on Friday that I haven't traded on yet. And I have 5 PAs. I'm trading 3 of them, and the 3 that I'm trading are all in danger of the trailing threshold on my Apex accounts. And so about $300 away from hitting the trailing threshold and blowing up these accounts. I did consider actually trading micros on them, but it just mentally, I feel like I almost rather just blow the accounts and start on a new account fresh than going to micros, and just that it already feels like I'm grinding. So to ponder doing that really feels like a grind. Anyway, so I've been testing and modifying. I had a really good weekend, good success in drawing my PATS channels, which is what I used to trade, max price action trading system. I traded that for 3 years and just wasn't able to get profitable with it. Actually had similar results. I was probably around 77 to 80% overall on max price action trading system, but wasn't profitable. And here I am with this system. These are my results 6 weeks in, and this is the beginning of my 7th week, and not profitable still, but I feel like I'm on the path. So testing these channels over the weekend, I feel like it does help me to at least see when there's a break and new high in place, or a break and new low in place, and kind of giving some context in that way, or if I'm in a channel to be able to take a trade. And even though I didn't get a trade today, there was one here late in the day at about 11:30 that I just want to talk about real quick. So right here was the only setup I saw all day for my strategy, which was the OJ setup. And the reason why I skipped it was it fit the rules perfectly everywhere, except it was trading right into the previous day's high. This red line represents the previous day's high from Friday. And so that was the absolute peak. And you could see in the early hours, it came up just shy of it and got rejected, and really got rejected very hard, from almost hitting it to all the way down here. I thought it was going to close the gap and get to the previous day close. It never was able to do that. And so then when it worked its way back up, it tapped it here and it got rejected, and then it worked its way up and it kind of grinded around it. It broke above a little bit, but essentially came back down, and then it tried to go back up again. It got kind of rejected here, and then that's where the OJ setup occurred. And so, it's kind of a judgment call. It's not really against the rule to take the trade, so it's still gold to me, although I feel like I should change it to white. I actually will change it to white, because I think the fact that you're trading into a known area of resistance just makes it subjective by that very nature alone. So, it already got rejected here. It kind of grinded through a little bit, but wasn't able to break away from it. Came back under, got rejected again, and now we're at my setup, and it's like, it could easily be, test it once, test it twice, couldn't get through, test it a third time, couldn't get through, test it a fourth time, and then it could easily just get rejected and shoot down. And so I wasn't able to take this trade. Even here I was considering taking it late, and just wasn't confident. The one thing it had going for it also was that I had this big channel up, and this was the first break of it, and so I was expecting the retest of the high, and that's why I did like the trade. I even considered entering kind of like down here and just letting it come back to test again, but it just felt like very uncertain, and because my accounts are one trade from getting blown, I didn't feel like risking it on this one. And late in the day, I just felt like I was already prepared for a flat day, so I let it go. It would have worked eventually. And the other thing was, if I'm now able to kind of look at Pat's trades again, because I have the channels drawn and I put the 21 EMA on, so I'm able to see it was first entry short, second entry short, failed, and so the failure triggered right at the same time as the OJ. So that makes it probably a good trade, but staying out of it for now. If I had a bigger balance on my accounts and a lot more room to the trailing, or no trailing, or already had a payout, maybe that's something I'll take in the future. I'll keep watching them. But in this case, just today, I wasn't prepared for this to be the last trade on my PA accounts if I blow them up. So that's really all there is to say for the day. I did do a recording of the trading session, but honestly, I feel like if there's no trades, there's just no point in even posting the live session of the day. It's just me talking about trades not setting up and kind of what I'm doing with these channels and whatever. But it's just, there's not much to today. It was kind of just a difficult price action day. This move down really made me think it was going to close the gap to previous day close. It never did. It tried a couple times, and then it just worked its way higher. And that's really all there is to say for the day. So I got my 2 evaluations that I'm trading. I've got the 3 PAs will continue tomorrow. And, last week was disappointing, but, like I said, after testing on the weekend, putting the channels in, I kind of hate I'm having to draw these channels again, but I think it's going to be worthwhile to just see context and to see when channels are played out. So if a setup happens, like especially an LO happens after a break a new high already, then I don't want to take an LO. I'd rather take an LO in a channel or on a break and retest for a high. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Looking for my setups the same way Pats looks for their setups, inside channels or on breaks for new extremes. And the only difference is I'm not necessarily looking for Pat's entries. Now, if I see a perfect Pat's entries that is just, slapping me in the face saying, hey, that's a great entry for a second entry or whatever it is, I might take it, because it's hard to see this and not take a trade when you see it. So I will consider doing that when the context makes sense, but I'm still really just sticking with my strategy. And if I do start taking those trades, I'll keep a separate running tally of Pat's entries and which entries they are, instead of grouping it together with this. So I think that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please give me a like. And if you want to buy any Apex accounts, it's 90% right now. You can use this code or any other code that you have for the 90% off. And we'll see where the journey takes us for the rest of the week as we move on. Thanks for watching.